Hi, I'm Roger Laughlin, Mr. T's Meat Market and Deli at 1906 Main Street in Elton, Louisiana. And you're watching the Louisiana television channel on the Urban Broadcasting Network.
This is an edition of Louisiana Television. We're back with Louisiana Television, and we're in the kitchen with Miss Colleen at Mr. T's.
Some of these smoked boudin that we have here, that we make here from scratch, it is actually, most people know it's like a...
But this Roger, they want him to be called Tony.
Yeah.
So they can make it This is an edition of Louisiana Television, where we talk about our culture and the society and the history and our food and our music. And right now we are at Mr. T's in Elton on Highway 190 talking to Roger and Roger. But this Roger, they want him to be called Tony.
Yeah.
So they can make a distinguishing between the two. The reason why this interview even got started is because we came in here on our way to do another filming out of state, and the spirit and the pleasantry about Mr. Roger was just outstanding. And since we're doing a Louisiana television channel, we have felt that it was necessary to get that type of spirit on the channel. Mr. Roger, how are you today?
I'm doing great today.
That's good.
Doing
That's
great.
good. And Mr. Roger, how are you doing?
Doing fine, man.
It's a son and it's a father and son business right now, and it's just been handed over to the son. So what we want to do is we want to talk about a little bit of the history behind the Mr. T's and how it got started, and how Mr. Roger got to come to this town and begin the great work that he's done. Mr. Roger, give us a little history about Mr. T's and and with you.
In reality, I had been in business before I took over my father's business, and got to a place where it grew and stuff like this, and I was kind of more into the convenience store type business. So eventually began to, as I got a little older, I sold out. Well, in reality, the town of Elton, I'm also the mayor. They came to a place where they had no place where they could buy meat or anything, produce or any kind. So my son called me one day. I said, I'd like to go back into the meat business. So we kind of got our heads together, fought like the devil to get it going to it, and we finally come up with this place. An idea that most people in this area said would never work. He said it's just not going to happen. But it is, I promise you, it's working, and it is far exceeded more than I ever dreamed, you know?
Amen, amen. And, I think from what you're telling me so far, the probability of that occurring is because of, the heartfeltness that you guys had for the community to give them something like this. I think you may have had a little higher power help, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely need that. I did that. It was that. Definitely that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Mr. Rogers Jr., I want to know when your dad and you got together, this is something that you said he called you up on and to you to start. Explain that a little bit.
Well, back to what he was saying about having a business and being in business. I grew up right down the road at a grocery store that my grandpa had opened and that my dad had taken over, and he had been in business for 30 plus years. So since I was born till I was 19 years old, I started out 5-6 years old carrying people's groceries out, then transitioned to when I was about 12. I was 12 years old getting income tax and making sausage, making boudin, helping out in meat department stuff, because that's what you had to do with a family-owned business.
Right.
And when I was 19, I started college. My dad and them had sold out, and I get to college and I talked to buddies. Hey, let's make some sausage and boudin. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, man, that's no problem at all. We can whip that up real quick. And so we did a couple times, made a couple batches, and it was real good. Well, and I knew eventually I wanted to be in some type of business, and finished college, started working, tried to build up a little capital, and I got Pop back home. He's the mayor. He's got some, had a little more free time, and I said, I think we can make this work. So we bought this piece of property here. Try to go with a more convenience store type meat business, more of a fast-paced business where people can get in and out for a convenience type setup. And like you said, some of the recipes and that we put back together and tweaked up. It's got to be the good Lord that's helped it.
Amen.
A lot of people say that well, many people tell us all the time that we have the best of this and best of that. And sometimes I look at that, I'm like, how we put this together? Some things you just can't answer, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I just say,
Right,
you know,
right.
I appreciate it, thank you.
Yeah.
And so from there, you know, we got to where we at. It's been a road. It wasn't exactly what I envisioned as far as for, you know, when you pray for a business to be blessed, you don't realize that the cost that comes with it. That means you got to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the sacrifice, the time.
There's a sacrifice of the time.
Oh yeah.
Managing,
Trust me, I know.
you know, more than a couple of employees,
Mm-hmm.
and so when you pray for something, be willing to meet it up on your part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
if it happens, it's time to get it, and that's how it's been. So we're excited. You know, we got some good boudin recipes, and I feel like we're pretty established and got a good foundation. And appreciate all our customers. You know, try to make everybody feel open and welcome. You know, just like you said, a family type. Just feel comfort. You know, if you don't like something, let me know. You know, we can try to fix it. You know, just that type of thing. I'm real big on feedback. You know, and just good, honest feedback because and we've had quite a few people that have given us that, and it's really changed a lot of things and was able to help us really get going and have a good start, you know.
Well, I can honestly tell you, whenever I think about smoked boudin, I think about this place.
I appreciate it.
That's basically why we stopped that day, because I wanted some smoked boudin, you know. But I mean, you know, it's just a good spirit here, you know. And this is what we call Louisiana, you know, when you have this type of mentality and this type of spirit and everything, you know. And that's a great thing, you know, to have. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more, and maybe you'll show us a little bit, you know, about what's going on. I know you can't tell us your secrets, but, you know, we can basically, you know, see something that's going on, and you can at least, you know, show us how you do a few things or something like that.
Yes, sir.
We'll return Urban Broadcasting Network here for the Louisiana Television Channel, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. We're back with Louisiana Television, and we're in the kitchen with Miss Colleen at Mr. T's with Mr. Roger. And not only do they have great service and they're great, heart-warm people, but they also serve lunch every day. And today, Miss Colleen, could you tell us what you're preparing?
Yes, today I did a shrimp Creole, and on my sides I did a Cajun red potato salad and sweet peas, and a dessert and roll.
That sounds very good, which hopefully we'll get to try some a little later on.
Sure.
But how long have you been preparing the lunch? Ever since you got started, Mr. Roger?
Ever since we got cranked up, well, probably about 5-6 months after we got cranked up, Miss Colleen got in here and started fixing things up, and we tried things, we implemented things, and it's been it's teamwork. You know, we try to get everybody involved, everybody's take. You know, because just because I like something don't mean that the public's gonna like it, and vice versa. So we kind of all put our heads together. She's definitely the bronze behind everything back here in the kitchen, whipping things up. And you know, we're blessed to have her, and we're blessed to have, you know, like I said, some of the recipes that are put together. Got to be the good Lord that backs it up and we'll touch every day.
Can we get a shot of some of that good fish coming out of there? Can you bring some of that over here so we can get that? Because this is a global market that we're actually presenting this to, not only in Louisiana, but Urban Broadcasting Network is a global television channel that's seen all over the United States and in different countries. And we just want them to see some of the great Louisiana and how beautiful that fish is right there, you know. So, you know, Elton, Highway 190, Mr. T's, we want to make sure if you wanted something to eat, you know, come on by. If you're traveling, you're on Highway 190, you can see right here that it's some beautiful fish that you got right here. I'll give that back to you before I get into it. But tell us, you know, how did you know, get to the point where you started, you know, knowing how you were going to put that menu together, knowing how you know you wanted to get your little pattern. Had you been doing this a while back?
No, not really. Probably about the last 3 years.
Okay.
Pretty much when I get up in the morning, my drive here is my thinking time, and think about what today's going to be like and the routine of it, and the weather, yep,
Yeah.
and what we're gonna eat.
Well, that's true though, because if it's a good rainy one, you might say you want to do a gumbo or
That's
something.
true.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That
So,
really makes sense.
The morning drive is normally the thoughts of my day and what's prepared today for the customers and how everything's gonna work today. That's my thoughts in the morning. So that's normally how I prepare my lunch, is on the way to work.
Okay.
Then just my thoughts.
Okay, all
And,
right.
and pray that everything works out the way accordingly.
Well, that's the first best thing.
Yes,
a
sir, it
little
is.
prayer. A little prayer in every meal gonna make it taste better.
Oh, you're right.
Well, we just wanted you to get a taste of what goes on in the kitchen, and as you can see, it's a pretty well kept up kitchen, which is a very important thing also. So we see that they take time as far as their cleanliness and as far as cooking the meals that they cook, and it's a lot of good home style country cooking. And I know there are people all over the United States that are from the South, and I know they miss it and enjoy it. But we may have a cure for that when we come back right after this, and we'll tell you more about a new service that Mr. T's is going to provide. As we said before, when we got out of the kitchen in that area where you seen that great fried fish being cooked, that we were going to tell you how even if you're not here in the Louisiana area, you might have an opportunity to be able to get some of Mr. T's great meats and stuff that they actually make here fresh each and every day. And they also do the smoking. If you miss Louisiana, this is your opportunity. Mr. Roger, can you tell us right now what kind of service you're about to provide now?
Well, as of this week, we got our website up and running, getting a few kinks out of it. What we're doing is we have a lot of people that requested and contacted our Facebook page, Mr. T's Meat Market and Deli. That are from all over the world, that are actually originated here, and that would like to get boudin and sausage and cracklings and some of the different meat and products and specialty meats that we have to offer. And we're in the process now of setting up to be able to ship one day air, shipping across the country, across the United States, California, Alaska, Tennessee, just about anywhere you're at, next day air. So if anybody wants to get in contact and try some of the products, you can follow our social media page, Mr. T's Meat Market and Deli, and follow the link to our website, where you'll be able to order directly from the website and get what you need next day air.
You have an Instagram page at all yet?
No, sir, we don't have an Instagram page.
Okay.
We have a Facebook page and the actual website that has all the prompts and everything.
Right.
It's pretty user friendly. We try to keep it simple. For us, because we're pretty simple people, but at the same time, we can get everybody what they want and their need, and get
Tell
the
me
products
some of
that they want.
some of the type of meats and things that you.
We're going to offer our boudin, our smoked boudin. We're going to offer sausage. We have 11 different kinds of sausage. We have, from pure pork, all pork based. We have a mixed pork and beef. We got a chicken. We have a turkey. We have a garlic. We have a jalapeno. We have a steamed syrup sausage, which is one of a newer sausage that we've come out with, and that pretty much has stole the face of our business here.
You said it's called steamed
syrup sausage. It's actually made and smoked with steamed syrup sausage. All of our sausage is smoked, a traditional smoke. They call it a hot smoke, and cured and vacuum packed and ready to go. So just get on the website. Like I said, a lot of times it's easier to follow to contact social media and then find the link on the social media site and follow the prompts and get it shipped right to you.
Okay. So wherever you are, it doesn't matter. In Louisiana, in California, in New York, in China, Mr. T said that they can get it to you and they can mail it to you anywhere. Again, we're talking with Mr. Rogers here at Mr. T's. Do you have any last words or anything?
No, I just, you know, I'm a guy who likes feedback, you know, and not just for my own pride, just to keep things going, make sure we're going the right direction. We know we're doing things right, so give us a shout out, even if it's an inbox message. You know, let us know, hey, this was right, or if something was wrong. You know, we're not perfect, but we strive to be. Just give us some feedback and let us know what you think about it.
Okay, okay.
Let us know we're in the right direction.
Okay, and thank you. I appreciate your time that you've given us today for us to be able to present you on Louisiana television on the Urban Broadcasting Network.
We appreciate you for reaching out to us.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you, man.
And we'll talk a little bit more, but this is Louisiana Television on the Urban Broadcasting Network, and we're at Mr. T's in Highway 190, Elton, Louisiana, and we're representing Louisiana. And we'll talk to you later, and have a great day. This is an edition of Louisiana Television. We're back with Louisiana Television, and we're in the kitchen with Miss Colleen at Mr. T's.
Some of the smoked boudin that we have here, that we make here from scratch, it is actually, most people know it's like a...
But this Roger, they wanted to be called Tony, yeah, so they can make it this.
I'm Roger Laughlin, Mr. T's Meat Market and Deli at 1906 Main Street in Elton, Louisiana. You're watching the Louisiana Television Channel on the Urban Broadcasting Network.